I'm Stephen Foskett, the organizer of Tech Field Day, and we are here in beautiful Austin, Texas at the OpenStack Summit for 2016. We've been catching up on OpenStack and the open source ecosystem, and we've also been catching up with some of our favorite Tech Field Day companies. We found Datera here. You guys are going to be at our storage field day in another month, so let's have a little preview maybe.
That's right. I am Marc Fleischmann, CEO, co-founder of Datera, and I'm delighted to talk to you today, Stephen.
Great. So now, a lot of folks might not be so familiar because you're a new company.
Yes.
Maybe just a quick overview, who is Datera?
Datera, in the context of OpenStack specifically, is high-performance, low-cost storage for OpenStack.
Okay. So essentially, you're building a scalable storage platform that integrates with OpenStack.
It's an elastic block storage. We've contributed the corresponding Cinder driver. It's very tightly integrated. It actually maps full functionality of OpenStack on our storage.
Yeah. And a lot of people tend to think, they think Ceph when they think OpenStack storage, but of course, Ceph is not part of OpenStack necessarily. Right. And there are actually, at last count, over 20 different storage interfaces or storage facilities that you can use with OpenStack.
Right.
So why would they choose one over another?
So what we typically see is that between Ceph more on the low end and then some of the very high-end offerings, there's actually a big white space in terms of storage capabilities in OpenStack. Deep multi-tenancy, very good economics, multi-tiering, easy scalability, continuous smart rebalancing of the storage, great performance, low latency for a soft-defined storage solution, exceptionally low latency. If you put all of this together in one bag, it's a very compelling product.
And with OpenStack, I think that low latency and I don't know if I want to say quality of service, but essentially you're going to have multi-tenancy, and so you need to have a storage system that can keep up with that.
Absolutely, yes. That's exactly right, yes. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we built a storage system that's obviously elastic, very scalable. It's horizontally scalable, as is every block storage or elastic block storage. It's also vertically scalable across different media types. It places the data always on the most efficient, on the most cost-efficient media. That could be flash, that could be hard drives, that could be multiple layers of flash. So it's very cost efficient and capable of being targeted right towards the workloads. Where the storage system really starts to shine, it's actually intent-based or policy-driven. So we think of the storage elements in terms of the application needs, of the application requirements. There's application profiles. You can articulate the application goals in those profiles, and we create the storage at scale automatically.
And you can match the storage profile with the application profile with the rest of the stack. So
exactly. Exactly.
And now another big element of OpenStack Summit that we're hearing a lot about is open source in the world of open source. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how this all works with you.
So we've been long-standing contributors to open source. For instance, before we formed this company, we actually had contributed the entire block storage subsystem to Linux, LIO. So if you hear Linux, iSCSI or Fiber Channel or FCOE or ICER or about another dozen protocols, it's actually from us. We've contributed that to Linux. So in 2013, we realized and noticed what most folks did with this storage stack and other open source software is they replaced proprietary hardware with less proprietary hardware and called it software-defined. That's not how we felt about it. We thought they missed the point. Software-defined really is about changing the operational model, changing it from a more traditional array-based model where you have to sort of keep up the dual-headed array and you have people running around all the time trying to actually operate the systems, to a continuous delivery DevOps-centric model. And that's what we've actually built around this stack that we contributed to Linux.
Yeah, and I think that that's one element of Datera that really stood out to me is that you're not building just another storage array.
Absolutely
not. You guys are, yes, it's storage, but it's not that kind of storage.
Yep. No, we really rethought from ground up how you operate storage in terms of it application-centric. The application needs being expressed in or articulated in application intents. And then the Datera storage system can go ahead and automatically instantiate the entire fabric at scale.
Excellent. And well, that's great. I urge you, if you're interested in what they're doing, to check out the Datera presentation coming up in the end of May at Storage Field Day.
Terrific.
And we will have live video of that. We will also have recordings. You'll find all the Tech Field Day recordings at youtube.com/techfieldday, or you can just Google it, and that's probably the easiest way to find the recordings of all these Tech Field Day presentations. Thank you very much for joining me here at OpenStack.
Thank you, Stephen, for having me.